We are taking a stroll on another edition of What Makes Amherstburg Great. Hey, it's Nathan Carr. I am alongside the always wonderful Richard Peddie. Richard, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm awesome. Great to be back on with you and talking about another thing that's happening in Amherstburg that makes it great.
Yeah, it's nice. We get to do this every single week. And while we've done many, we've got many more to do. And this is an exciting one because Amherstburg, let's be honest, it seems busier these days, especially with the shops on Richmond. So what's going on there?
Well, the town's always been a kind of quasi-tourist attraction.
Yeah.
It's got its heritage, it's got its park, it's got the Detroit River. But what's really happening on Richmond? Richmond I marched it off. It's 299 feet, the one block of Richmond. And it's always had a la mode. It's had the music shop. But 7 new shops have sprung up in just the last few years. And they're unique. They're additive to the town. They don't compete with anything else in the town. They're private. They're not corporate. And they're well designed. They're beautifully designed shops.
I just want to make sure. You said 7 new shops?
Yeah, 7. That's in 6 years. The first one was the bookshop, which I ran. And the most recent one has been Little Mischief, which is a baby shop. But all of a sudden, and I can tell because I'm in my shops and the traffic that goes by, and they're all feeding on each other. A person goes here, then they go there. And we're now getting to be a destination. And, people are coming from far and wide. Our tourism numbers are up. The block is really hot. I would say, I'm going to brag here a bit, I think it's the busiest one block of shopping in Essex County.
Yeah, we'll take that. Well, it looks good. A lot of the shops. Did you want to tell us about some of the other ones that are there?
Sure. Well, the River Bookshop was the first one that got it going. And Dan Jimmis and his popcorn shop.
I go there all the
time. Smell
time.
that popcorn forever. When I was in the business of running sports teams, the popcorn always had to be popping and smelling right. That helps Richmond. We have a candy shop, Evelyn's Candy Shop. We've got Whitewood's Home, which is really spectacular. Esther is the lead behind that. One of the more recent ones is Beaver Tails. Beaver Tails is kind of that Canadian tradition, and you see it in a lot of tourist places. And that's another one that adds a wonderful fragrance to the town. And I have trouble pronouncing this, IKEA. It's really organic coffee shop. So all 7 of them, along with a la mode and the music shop, make it a very powerful block.
Yeah, it certainly sounds like it. I can smell the beaver tails. It's a delightful smell. I understand there's going to be some major construction, though, going on the street. Can you tell us a little more about what that's about and when it's going to take place?
Well, listen, the town is old, and things like sewers were put in hundreds of years ago. And lots of towns, when I was traveling to write my last book, I went to Alamont, I went to Huntsville. Both of them experienced this. Their streets were torn up to replace the sewer. And it's really challenging for the retail shops because, the parking will be eliminated, sidewalks will be dug up. And so it has to be done. As a shop owner, I'm not criticizing it. It's necessary. I'm just hoping they take advantage of it.
Yeah, that's certainly something that hopefully they will take advantage of. I know you have a lot of advice, and you've given it before, but some advice for town planners and how they should do it so they can, make sure they're on the right track.
Yeah, it's going to be messy. So let's, as someone said, never let a good crisis go to waste.
Yeah.
And that's what we should do. So I think we prioritize walking versus cars.
Okay.
That's the great towns are very walkable. That we put in trees and benches to sit in. I do some traffic calming techniques. Drop the speed limit. I know we're 50 kilometers in town. If one looks at the stats at, 20 kilometers, 30 kilometers, 40 kilometers, 50 kilometers, if you get hit by a car going 50, there's a good chance you're going to die.
Sure.
At 20, you're not going to. And I'm a little biased with us at the corner of that street. We have a lot of kids going into the bookshop, to the candy shop, and the popcorn shop. And they cross the road. I think it's time we put a crosswalk in on that corner. So I'm hoping something that's necessary will be also an opportunity to make the downtown even better.
Is there anything else that you want to add about Richmond Street and just kind of how everything's been growing over the last little while, making this town so busy?
Well, it's always been a beautiful street, and the design goes way back. And it's great that, when I put the bookstore on it 6 years ago, it was pretty quiet. There hadn't been anything really busy. And now it's, again, one of the best shopping stops in the county.
Absolutely. Major changes and positive ones, too, for the town. I understand we are going to talk about the Detroit River next week.
Yeah, it's what makes Makes Amherstburg Great is the Detroit River.
Yeah.
Well, I want to talk about the history of it. It's got quite a history. You know, most of the towns that I visited over 15 2 years ago, no one quite had something as great as a heritage river. And we do, and I'd love to chat about it.
We are going to do that next week on another episode, a fresh episode of What Makes Amherstburg Great on CKBG The Burg.